Hi there,
Punch it.
Gia. I
Punch
punched
it.
it.
Punch the button.
Okay, I punched it, Gia. Hello.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. It's Monday, May 12th,
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah. A
Mhm.
belated happy Mother's Day. Oh, and a belated happy Mother's Day to you as well. I had a, I
Okay.
had a, I had a few I had a funny meme with like a Rosemary's Baby thing,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
stuff like
Yeah.
that, and I just opted to not say anything about Mother's Day to anyone.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't care for it as a day. I don't like it.
You don't?
No. Uh
No.
no. Because don't you think it makes you just miss your mom? I mean, that
It does
seems
make
like
me miss my mom, and that's
yeah.
kind of why I just, yeah.
Yeah, I just say fuck it. Plus, I also feel like I'm more of a dad,
Oh, well, then I'll wish you
so
happy
you can
Father's Day when
acknowledge
that
me on
comes up.
Father's Day. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe get me a tie or some new underwear.
Yeah. Tobacco. I used to get my dad tobacco.
That's sweet. He was a pipe smoker, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it wasn't like you got him a carton of cigarettes.
No, 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 no. Like just tobacco, like the kind you like
Mhm,
the little pouch of
mhm.
tobacco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I did. I saw a meme recently about how we used to make ashtrays for our parents in school,
Yeah, that's
and I thought
true. Yeah.
I don't think I ever made an ashtray, but I made a pipe stand for my dad. I remember doing
Uh-huh.
that and
Uh-huh.
glazed it, and it was green. I
Uh-huh.
think he kept it like forever.
Wow. Well, that's lovely.
But
Lovely. But yeah, that's true. There were a lot of ashtrays being generated
yeah, yeah,
in the
everybody
schools.
was. I watched the ultimate Mother's Day movie last night that I'd never seen before, Mildred Pierce with Joan
Oh, Joan
Crawford.
Crawford. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Did you ever see
Okay.
that?
Maybe years and years ago. I don't remember.
It was
Uh,
everybody smoked. The whole
uh-huh.
movie, everybody.
Uh-huh.
There wasn't a
Uh-huh.
non-smoking scene.
Yeah.
Um but it
Hmm.
was kind of the ultimate like ironic Mother's Day movie because
Uh-huh.
you know in your head that she was supposedly, I don't know for sure, but
Uh-huh.
a an abusive mother in real life,
Mhm.
right? But
Yeah,
in the
that was
movie,
the
she's the ultimate
right.
sacrificing mother who does
Uh,
everything for this
uh-huh.
slutty, snobbery, murderous whore of a daughter and ruins her own life.
I
You know.
believe that's what Gene Siskel said when he reviewed it.
Anyway, okay. Do we want to talk about General Hospital? There were a lot of mothers on General Hospital.
There sure are. There sure are. Yeah, which mother would you like to talk about first?
Well, that mother effer Lulu is really on my nerves
Oh,
lately.
Lulu, I know.
I'm
I'm
thinking of her.
very couldn't be really more tired of her, I don't think.
How many people is the whole town going to have to break it down for her? But she just
Yeah.
keeps
Yeah.
digging in harder, digging in deeper. Like,
Yeah, yeah. She's treating people like the internet, like when you're Googling something, if you search long enough, you will find the answer you want, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
with people, I'm not sure she's going to have that same sort of situation. I think the people
Well,
are going to
yeah. I
disagree
mean,
with her.
Tracy couldn't have been more
Yeah.
plain spoken. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Tracy lays it out. Like her mother kind of sugarcoated a little bit, being her mother.
Mhm.
But and
Mhm.
then who was the next person who said none of
Um,
these?
Carly,
Carly,
Carly, yep. Carly also hammered it home pretty
and
effectively.
now Tracy, and she's just like, ah,
Yeah.
but my journalistic career, like
Oh, and
what?
I know that
Okay.
that doesn't do anything. That holds no oh, no weight, "Ooh, you're a journalist."
It
Big
holds
fucking
no
deal.
weight nor any water.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I'm tired of her. The only thing I like about her right now is that plaid top she's been wearing
You
for a
did
couple
like
days.
that. Okay, I couldn't even get behind that.
I don't know if I like it on me, but I
Mm.
liked it on her.
And maybe I would've liked it on someone else, but I was disliking her so
Just
intensely
like
that
her so
just,
much.
by
Yeah.
association, yeah, so that was unpleasant. And even like, she'd have an occasional moment where I thought, "Oh, she's not that bad," but then she goes right back into her destroy
Yeah.
Brooklyn mode, and it's just too much.
Yeah. Um I also was feeling like you were probably upset about Curtis's blazer, his jacket.
Thank you
Were
for
you
feeling my despair.
I can feel it through the TV. Like,
Yeah,
oh no, he's
I
wearing
was
another one of those sort of
yeah.
softish, unstructured
Yeah.
jackets.
It looked like it was made from an inferior material, one, but it wasn't as bad a color, I didn't think, as the blue blazer that they circulate amongst all the men
Right,
of
right.
Port Charles. But I thought it would have looked better with a white t-shirt. If he has to wear that blazer, I would insist on a lighter t-shirt personally.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that sort of soft shoulder thing that's happening
Mhm. Mhm.
has to be by design, has to be on purpose because they know
Yeah.
how to make the shoulders.
Yeah, well,
Um,
that's funny you say that because I remember last week in my mind, I made a note of one of the women was wearing a blazer that had very, like, serious shoulder pads, and I thought, "Well, that's too bad." I
that
think it
could
might have
be
been, like,
like,
Ava or somebody, I can't remember, but
well, Brooklyn is always in a blazer. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
Brooklyn today was looking like, like a, a realtor in her 50s, but I don't know why they do that to her. You know what I
I
mean?
know, I
Like,
know. She never really does seem sort of age appropriate or sort of like
no.
style-wise what you would expect somebody like her to be wearing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I know she's in business, so a suit-like thing is appropriate,
I
but yeah, it
guess.
doesn't she's not like looking like her age. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know there's
It's
more important stuff than the
nope,
fashion.
no, there's not.
Nope. No.
Not today, Gia. But, what
Conversely, I will say I loved
Maxie?
Carly's dress
Oh,
today.
Carly. What was Carly wearing? Huh.
She was wearing a black dress that kind of had like a zipper all the way up
Oh,
with a
yeah, yeah,
belt.
yeah.
It was kind of a
Uh-huh.
sleeveless number.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, okay, uh-huh.
I thought she looked pretty sharp in that.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Because I was paying more attention to what she was saying than what she was wearing.
Whereas, see, I can't even remember what scene she was in. Oh, she was mostly with
Yeah,
Brennan,
Brennan. Yeah, I
right?
feel like he needs a
New Brennan.
different name. He doesn't even seem like Jack Brennan. Like, his name should be something different, you know?
Do you want to call him Vaughn?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Now we've
But,
had it pointed out that Vaughn may be the of that other character's last name.
yeah, we have had that pointed out. We've had some real fun back and forth on Facebook with our lovely listeners who I'm sure I'm driving crazy. They seem to be all on Team Gia when it comes to the Sugar Bush Harlequin.
Harlequin. Yeah.
I can't believe I
Well, there's no
remember that
reason to
now.
fight it, you know.
I don't think I had any input on the Badger thing though. It was all the Sugar Bush.
No, you really
Hmm.
didn't. And I did a little poking around into that, and I think
Mhm.
it's possible that you and I have skewed our memories to so that we think the dogs were bred just to go after badgers, and they really talk more
There are
about
other
just
there are other
the
purposes
dogs.
for these dogs.
Well, no, but just they kind of lump it more as after vermin, small rats.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, the rat
Uh-huh.
terrier specifically for rats. But the only thing that I came up with about badgers that sounded like a more recent problem is that apparently they carry what was it,
Mm.
TB or something
Oh, huh.
that
Okay.
cattle can get. But I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think that's
okay.
back way back when. Like I don't think they were
Uh-huh.
knowing that.
Mhm. Okay.
That's kind of a more recent. Like some stuff came up about why do we need to cull badgers? You know.
And that was why? That was the reason why?
Yeah, that was
So
part of
that's a
yeah.
new reason, but they've
That
always been
sounded
a
newer,
problem
yeah.
though, huh?
I guess, but I thought maybe it would come up with something about how they, raid hen houses or something, but I didn't.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was no, it was more like a generalized, like the terriers were just a
Mhm.
general utility purpose dog to get rid of vermin, because
Mhm.
they
Right, right.
delight in that. They delight into getting rid of vermin.
Sure. Sure they do. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, I don't
But
even
yeah, you
remember
didn't get
why
much
we're
action
here.
on that.
No, I
And
didn't. I didn't.
I'm,
And then all you pony people stick together.
are you jealous?
No, you want me to say yes, but I am not. I am not
They're
jealous of your pony people or your washboard people for that matter.
There, there's a so I think I've mentioned before Breyer horses, which if any of you are
Mhm.
horse people like me, you might remember collecting these plastic horses yourselves, or maybe you have daughters who collect them
I
or something.
remember them because I used to work at a store that sold them.
Sold them, okay.
Mhm.
So,
And I thought, why the hell would anybody buy a plastic horse? And that was what I said when people asked about them.
so there's a weekend coming up in Florida in Ocala, which is a little ways away here, but there's a
Uh-huh.
huge equestrian center and it's a big event. And I thought, would you just like kill me if I went to this?
Uh-huh.
So just in case anybody wants to go, I'll give you the highlights. Um,
Okay.
there's a Chincoteague. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Pony
Chincoteague? Uh-huh.
Chincoteague Pony Inspired Briar Fun Day. You get to meet, and you probably know about that as a bookseller, right? The
Yes, the books.
Chincoteague Ponies.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, Marguerite Henry, was that the
right.
author? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
good for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Meet a relative of Surfer's Riptide, a real life Chincoteague pony stallion living wild in Virginia who is recently immortalized as a Breyer portrait model.
Mm-mm.
Um, an exclusive talk and book signing with Susan Friedland, author of Marguerite, Misty, and Me. Paint your
Mm.
own stablemates model, and then you get to shop a wide variety of Breyer models. Mm. Doesn't that sound fun? At the
I
World Equestrian Center, there's this massive thing. I can't believe I haven't been there yet.
in Ocala.
In
Uh-huh.
Ocala,
And
yeah.
when is that, Gia?
Um, May 17th.
Okay, so that's coming right up.
Can you
Okay.
make it?
You will fly right down. Yes, we'll see if, Brennan can get me on the WSB jet.
I know it was no problem. He was going that way, you know.
Yeah, he was going that way.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm all
Lord.
done. I'm done with the horsey stuff. Let's get back to business, Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, Jesus is right.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
paid attention to what Carly said. Well, what did she say? Talk about it.
Well, I thought she was being very much like schoolgirlish still with
Yeah,
Brennan and
yeah.
like reciting all these grand gestures that he'd done for her. And it was sort of like, I don't know, it wasn't a great look, I didn't think, for
Yeah,
Carly.
like who are you trying to convince that he's such a, Prince Charming
Yeah,
yourself
and
or
she and
us?
it sorta
Yeah.
yeah, she kinda was, like, acting like it upped her status because this guy was doing all these, like, sort of things he shouldn't really be doing, on the company dime and stuff like that, and then meanwhile, Joss is out there getting it done,
Getting it
yeah.
done. So getting it done. Now,
Yeah, that all happened very fast though, didn't it?
a small detail that maybe you could clear up for me. Did
Mhm.
we know that she ruined Emma's thumb drive, ruined
Yeah.
her what she
Mhm.
turned in, but did she also at the same time steal Emma's program and turn it in as her own
I
or
don't
whatever it was, that
I don't
model?
think so. No, I think she probably did her own, I'm guessing, because she would have to be able to back up, that sort of thing when she's working for him, right? So I don't think she could fake it.
Okay, so we don't know
Yeah.
that she. Okay, because I thought, did I miss that? Because that would
Oh,
really
that
Emma
would
would
be
like,
really scummy. Yeah, I think she
yeah,
just sort of screwed around with Emma's data model. Yeah.
data model. That's what it is. I don't even
Yeah.
know what that is. I didn't take
I
those
don't
kinds of
either.
classes
Yeah,
in school.
I didn't either. No, but I don't know what that is either. But yeah, to sort of be installed already in his office seemed a little bit quick, didn't it? But I
Well, he
guess that's
said she
fine.
could start with organizing and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It would have been nice
Yeah.
if she'd been maybe like polishing plant leaves or something, or like just kind
When
of
Emma walked in.
yeah,
Or like trimming his
misting,
hair,
mis trimming his hair.
measuring his inseam.
Speaking of his hair, did he?
Mhm.
Have I mentioned this before? But did he dye his hair and eyebrows
Oh,
since he
you
first came
mentioned
on?
that. I
Wasn't
don't
that
know,
always
maybe.
darker?
maybe I don't know, G. I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have to details like that.
Do we know how old that guy is? I feel like there ought
Let's
to be a little bit of
Yeah.
sandiness in the hair at this
Yeah,
point.
you'd think so if Dante's got some sandiness.
And why does Dante get to go gray and no other men get to?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What's the
Um,
guy's name? Do we know that actor's name?
it's out of my, it fell out of my head just now. I did
Oh, I
know it.
put you on the spot. That's all right. I
That's
was gonna look
okay.
him up, but
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up now. Let's see. What's his name? Professor. I thought it was Burton, but I forgot. Is it Vaughn? It's just-
we're on fire tonight, huh?
Dalton. That's what it was.
Dalton.
Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that's funny. Dalton.
Okay.
Okay.
Daniel
Daniel
Goddard.
Goddard. Jake.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll
Okay.
Wikipedia him and see
Yeah.
how old he
Mhm.
is.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, oops, I've already forgotten his age. I mean his real name.
His name,
Goddard.
yeah.
Can
Uh-huh.
you get it first?
I think we went about it with the character's name, and that's screwing us up. Let's see,
Yeah.
Daniel Goddard. Hmm. Oh God.
Daniel Goddard. He's not. Can we? 53. He's 53.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They seem to be making him look younger. It seems like. I think you're probably right. Yeah.
Anyway, I
Hmm.
don't know. His eyebrows just. I've been noticing eyebrows a lot lately, and it's not helping me get through my day. You know.
I have. That's funny you say that because I think what's called an eyebrow situation personally.
Oh, with your own. Like it's time to
Yeah.
go to a specialist.
Specialist, yeah, just eyebrows. Is there a place called Just Eyebrows? Because that's what I need.
Nope. But I think you can probably like confine them to that area if you give them just enough money to do your eyebrows.
Because yeah, I think you might have the same problem. Like when you've got like some blonde and some darker hairs, it's kind of hard to know like what shape they actually are. And I've never been that concerned with it. Plus, sometimes when I'm stressed down, I pull up my eyebrows, so they're a mess anyway.
Oh no.
And then there are some that seem to grow
Really?
like
Like
straight
because
out.
your fingernails are all gone, so you've started
Yeah,
pulling your eyebrows out.
yeah, something
Oh,
like that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I
So
think
I'm
that's
a
got a name in the DSM.
well. There, I yeah, I found something else that I have that's in the DSM. But that's that's a story for another day.
That's something else. When I was talking to my other personality, we noticed. Well, maybe when I'm on my visit, we could visit a salon. That would
Whoa.
harken back to our
Yeah,
days of.
we'd have come full circle.
Yeah, do you have a J.C. Penney with some inept stylists that we
Oh,
could
the
go to?
JC Penney went out of business. That would have been perfect, wouldn't it?
What? There's no more J.C.
Yeah.
Penney? Really?
There's online J.C. Penney's. I don't know if there's actual stores anymore, but I could probably
Oh,
find
all
something
right.
equally inferior.
Something inept. Yeah, we'll get all kinds of stuff
Yeah,
then.
maybe there's a school around here, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be fun. Anyway,
Okay, sorry everybody. Gosh,
so
way off.
Professor Dalton, yeah, so
Mhm.
Joss is moving along on her plan.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and of course now we've seen poor Emma
Yeah,
realizing that there's nothing she can do at this point, right? If Joss has already been given the
and
job.
it was very sweet. I liked the scene when she went to Geo for comfort,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I can't get over how much I disliked her and how much I like her now.
I know. I know. Maybe we're just gonna chalk that up to personal growth on our part.
I guess so, but it worries me. Like, what if I do that with people in real life? Like, or in the reverse, what if I
In
really like
the
them and
reverse,
really hate
yeah,
them?
I think
Yeah,
that would be more the fear that that's what would
yeah.
happen.
I think
Yeah.
that has happened sometimes.
Yeah,
Actually, now
yeah.
that I think
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm.
But I just love her. Like, she's cute. She's very pretty,
Mhm.
but she's also
Mhm.
quite awkward. She had big
Mhm.
honking white sneakers on today, and she looked
Mhm.
like a
Mhm.
goofball,
Yeah.
um and I like how driven she is, and
Mhm. Yeah, and
I
she
don't know.
seemed like her reaction when he told her everything about, why she didn't get the job, and it was all sort of appropriate, and she didn't, like, lose her shit completely there, she kinda
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that kinda was well played,
And I like how she and Gio are not like they haven't instantly made them a couple. They're kind of
Yeah,
letting them
yeah,
like
I like that too.
unfold it in a more natural timeline.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny because 'cause don't you feel like in your mind almost you're pushing them together, or is that just me? And not
I think it's
necessarily.
just you, really.
Well, but I agree with you. I don't want it to just be like something that happens because that's what happens on a soap opera. I want it to feel like it unfolds, at their pace. But I think I'm just so programmed to think, well, they're together, you know,
Yeah, right, yeah,
talking
yeah,
to each other about stuff that matters, so they're gonna kiss, and it just feels like,
yeah.
why do I need to think
Nah,
that
I'm
way?
I'm glad they haven't yet. I'm glad they're
Yeah, me
just,
too,
you know,
me too.
it's
Because it
it's kind of sweet.
Mhm,
I have
yeah,
to reveal something embarrassing right now.
okay. I think I already have, so it's your turn. Go
Okay.
ahead. Mhm.
I started watching Gilmore Girls.
Um, yeah, that's worse than I thought. And you mocked me for watching Felicity and owning the soundtrack.
I know.
Jesus.
I was just looking, I like to have something sort of mindless while I eat my lunch, something that doesn't require, a
So
whole
you can
lot of,
focus on the barley, yeah,
yeah,
mhm.
so I can really, whatever it is, whatever weird shit I'm eating right now. And I was like, oh, girls. And I really didn't know anything about it, but, it looked
Mhm.
fluffy. Um,
Mhm. Well, a lot of
and
people love that show, so I can't, and I haven't watched it, so I'm not qualified to make fun
well,
of you.
it's kind of cute. I mean, it's quite dated, but then I found
Mhm.
it's got one of the beautiful boys from Supernatural on there as
Oh,
quite
so
a
you're locked
youngster.
in. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
as a
Mhm.
youngster, and,
Mhm.
Sally Struthers, who's, like, I swear to God, channeling Ruth Gordon in it,
Mhm.
which is weird,
Yeah.
and then I mean, some of it's annoying and just expected, but
Mhm.
it kind of is one of those things where the town is a character itself,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's in
uh-huh.
this impossibly cute sort of New England town, and,
Mhm. Okay, you're
um,
selling it a
yeah.
little bit, Gia, gosh.
I know, so if you need, and I'm a sucker for those sort of. And there's the girl, it's a mother and her
Yeah,
daughter,
yeah.
and she's in high school, and she reminds me of my niece Grace.
Mhm, mhm.
But
M'kay.
I'm just a sucker for that sort of early, like, child, like that time of possibility when people are
Mm,
finding out who they are, kind of a
mhm,
thing,
mhm,
when
mhm.
you're all a Twitter with what might happen in life. And
Like Felicity, mhm.
I guess so, but Felicity was a twit. Um,
Ouch,
I know,
ouch. Oh gosh.
but
How about
anyway,
okay.
it's so stupid and girly. I'm
So
just,
how many episodes in are you?
I don't know, 3 or 4.
Okay, so, do
You're
I
gonna
need to
catch up. You're gonna add
well,
that to
I'm wondering
your
if I should
heavy load of
try.
television.
I have yeah, I have all my shows that I like to watch on repeat. I don't know if I can fold in something
Well,
new.
don't worry about it. I just thought I'd reveal. I mean, there might be some other Gilmore Girl people out there that watched it in real time. I don't know, but
Mhm. Yeah, okay. I've been
I'm guessing that
rewatching The Good Place, on Netflix. That's very good.
I don't remember what that
Um,
was. Do I know what that is?
Kristen Bell, it's and Ted Danson. They're
No,
sort
I
of
don't know
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's very good. It requires maybe a little more thinking,
A little
I
thinking. Yeah,
yeah,
if I'm
yeah,
up
it's
for that, I might.
clever, it's
Trying to
clever.
balance my electrolytes usually.
I know,
Takes a lot out
that's
of me.
enough, that's enough for you, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
focus on your electrolytes and yeah.
Anyway, I think Emma, more so than Joss. Joss seems like a fully formed young woman, but Emma
Yeah.
has a little bit of a little more of a youngster vibe.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, like, she could still be knocked down and
yeah, yeah.
ha have to figure out how to get back up, and
But
Joss
yeah,
seems
I
to
like her so much, and it's so weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is weird, isn't it?
And
But
Gio's more likable. I don't understand his. musical choice for the tango,
I thought that
but
sounded awful, and I don't know how, like, really good violin's supposed to sound, but I feel like I generally love the sound of the violin, and that sounded so scratchy and, sort of hostile. I
uh,
thought maybe he's just sort of
it was
working out all
hostile.
of
I thought
his.
it did seem a little aggressive. That
Yeah,
was my
yeah.
thought. But
Mhm.
it wasn't the right, like, it was more like some sort of classically sounding thing, and a
Mhm.
tango, like the tango has
Mhm.
a different beat, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be
Like a
sexy and
bum,
sultry.
bottom, bottom. Yeah,
Da-na-na-na.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
We're pretty good, both of us. Like, yeah.
You really are. Gosh. What are we doing here?
But I just thought was like, I wonder if he picked the piece to go with that. It seemed odd.
Yeah.
Seemed like
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah. That was weird. Uh,
Anyway.
anyway, yeah. And I it's interesting that he hasn't really. I mean, he did talk to Emma about, the scene with Dante, but it I don't know if it's still something that's weighing on him like I think it would and should, or if he's gotten past it, which would be sort of,
If
I
I were
don't
him,
know.
I wouldn't. I'd be internalizing it and stewing and
Yeah,
fuming
yeah,
and
and maybe starting
yeah,
to, like, smoke cigarettes.
secretly, yeah,
You know how, like, if
yeah.
somebody says I am a bad boy, then fuck it, I'm gonna be a bad boy,
Right, yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
But Dante was on a little bit of an apology tour.
Yeah, yeah,
He
we
didn't hit
should.
Geo yet, but
Yeah, we should back it up and
yeah.
um, admit that Dante did sort of. I don't feel like he had the conviction in his apology that he should have had. I feel like he should have been like, "My
No.
God, I was a monster."
Yeah,
Um,
I think he still
like,
kinda stands by what he says, but his delivery maybe he thought his delivery could have been better.
um, yeah, I feel like he's kind of sorry, not sorry. Like,
Yeah,
is it? Yeah,
yeah,
all
and
that.
I agree, and that seems like that's not the Dante we know and love.
Right, like, I feel like he's still, like, if you asked him, he'd still say, "Yeah, Jason's a crap father,"
Yeah,
and,
he was still mean to
yeah.
Jason and didn't apologize at all. He's not feeling bad about that one at all,
Like,
though.
the boys sort of wore him down when he saw how hard they were
Mhm.
working
Yeah, yeah.
make him.
Mhm.
I was glad to finally hear Rocco say, "I
Mhm.
I put the alcohol in my
Yeah,
mouth. It was me." It's like, thank you for
yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
Finally, like, everybody around Rocco got blamed, but
Mhm.
nobody gave Rocco any responsibility for.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's a pretty dangerous thing if you had left it without Rocco owning up to that, because then, like, think about, like, people could just say blame other people for everything, if they.
Right, right. Like, that's a dangerous precedent set with him
Yeah, yeah.
for him to think, "Oh, well, my actions
Mhm.
were like
Mhm.
it was my brother's fault because he
Yeah,
wasn't
I
watching
was
me." And it was,
powerless,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Whereas, like, would Rocco have been blamed if Danny got drunk at the party?
Yeah, good question. I don't think so.
Or would everybody just kind of assume, like, "Oh, well,
Danny's,
Danny's
he's
a bad boy," or
yeah.
is there some
Mhm.
responsibility that Danny has to take care
Mhm.
of, like, is Rocco sort of impeded somehow from taking care of himself?
Well, everybody was talking as though he's the younger brother, but, like, to you and me, they look like they're the same age and,
Yeah, I
like.
guess I don't know what their ages are supposed to be.
Yeah, and I feel like with my brothers, I feel like we're all kind of the same age, which is some sort of, like, not quite successful adult age.
You and your brothers?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Not quite. I hope your brothers aren't listening.
Oh, they would agree, I think. Yeah.
Not strong adultery.
Not really, we're not killing it as adults, I don't think. No, no.
Well, I mean, what are the standards? Have the standards changed? I mean,
Uh, I don't know, I mean, I don't think we need to break it down really, but,
times are different. Like,
but I feel like that sort of age distinction, I don't know, I don't really get it, I guess, especially when they're probably like a year apart, Rocco and
yeah,
Danny.
right, right. Yeah, I was just glad to hear that Rocco kind of has a good head on his shoulders and
Yeah, yeah, right.
knew that he had it. I mean, there is the issue of you've never had alcohol before, so you have no
Mhm.
clue how to regulate yourself. You
Mhm.
don't know what
Yeah.
it's going to do to your body, and that's
Mhm.
something you learn,
Mhm.
you know. But
Mhm.
that first time out of the gate, yeah, if
Yeah.
somebody's having you do shots, it's going to overtake you
Pretty
um,
quickly, yeah.
pretty quickly. But the fact that Danny played volleyball
Mhm.
doesn't seem to me like he should have been blamed for Rocco deciding to
No.
join a drinking game. You know?
Right, right. Yeah, and it seemed like why didn't Rocco just go watch or something? Like, why did he hang back by
Yeah,
himself, you
right.
know?
It
That
seemed to
was
me like Rocco was intentionally trying to quaff a lot of whatever
I
because he
don't
was felt
yeah.
socially awkward, and so
Yeah,
he was just
yeah,
trying to.
exactly. Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, he does a good job really with that
As an
awkwardness.
aside, I was just terrible at quarters. Just
Thank you.
terrible.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that confession, Gia.
I
Thank
don't
you.
know how you did at it, but
I don't think
any of
I ever
those
played quarters.
the reindeer games, you didn't play any reindeer games.
I don't even know what you're talking about now.
Oh well, I'm just calling them reindeer. Just college tomfoolery drinking games. I've told you about the one called Chug Boat. I mean, that requires no skill. But
Okay, and you were good at that?
well, you just had to. It was back when Love Boat was on, and you picked a
Oh, yeah,
character,
yeah, 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 okay, yeah,
and
uh-huh.
anytime your character came on, you had to chug
Mhm,
your drink.
mhm, okay. Yeah,
Just that's all.
that's a good idea.
That's
Mhm.
not a complicated game.
No, it's not. It's not. So good for you for, excelling at it.
Spending my parents' money wisely.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Good, good. I was there's something I wanted to talk a little bit about, let's go back to Sasha and Willow. How about?
Okay, so Sasha goes in for a checkup, and as
Mhm.
usual, Willow's the only nurse in the
The
whole
only
hospital.
nurse, yeah, yeah. Mhm, one nurse, one doctor. That's just how
Yeah,
they roll in Port Charles, yeah. Mhm.
and Willow, I guess you could say she extended an olive branch, kind of.
I guess, I think she
She
tried,
made an
yeah.
attempt, yeah,
Yeah, uh-huh.
and Sasha was having none of it.
Having none of
Uh,
it, no. Well, and I guess, you can't blame her having just seen the little press conference where Willow's standing right next to Drew after his little night of fun, that would be I think anybody who has any loyalty to Michael would be like,
right,
"What the
yeah, that's
fuck?"
what I was
You
thinking.
know?
Like she's actually originally friends, well,
Yeah.
girlfriend, and then
Yeah.
friends with Michael,
Mhm.
so her loyalties
Mhm.
lie with Michael, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she's still just feeling like Willow's being a lying, duplicitous whore, and
Exactly. Yeah, and Michael's been really nothing but kind to Sasha, like, as the father of the baby, not, like, interfering, after he kinda told her what he would provide and everything, he sorta backed off, right?
yeah, I mean, I guess what you could argue that Sasha is also being a
A lying
liar.
duplicitous whore.
Yeah, we probably really shouldn't call people whores, but
We have nothing but respect for whores.
right, but yeah, God bless them. But
They provide a
she,
service.
I don't know. I was kind of like, I'm not ready to be friends with Willow again. Like,
No, no, I don't think she knows herself at
I
this
mean, she's
point
just
still.
deluded. She's quite
Yeah,
deluded. Oh,
yeah,
what was the deal? So she and Creepy have a hug, and of course he's nothing but
yeah.
bony, and so she feels the pointy envelope. And
Mhm,
what
mhm.
is that? What was that?
Well, he
What's
said
going on
it
there?
was something to help him it was like I think he was trying to work on his electrolytes. I think it was supposed
And
to
somebody
sort of
just given him a vial, and he's supposed to inject himself with something, or he
yeah.
stole it from somewhere, or what?
It was a little shady looking, yeah. That was his story, though, that he had been to a doctor to, get his, like, vitamin balance restored or something like that, and I don't know how he was supposed to administer that, but yeah, you're right, it
Well, it
seems like
seemed creepy. The whole thing seemed creepy. That
yeah,
little
it
exchange.
did, yeah, yeah.
And
So
doctors don't send you home with things to inject yourself with, do they?
no, so do you
Ever?
think it was the ketamine bottle maybe that, had been used to poison? No, that was left with,
Like,
what's
was
her
that what
name?
Brad had to get him or something?
Maybe
Like
it's
maybe
because he
Brad
needed
got him some
evidence.
ketamine to get back at Portia somehow or something, or
Oh, interesting. Ooh, gosh, Gia.
I know
Gosh,
that's usually you
man.
that does the plot whispering, but
Yeah, yeah, I think you might be onto something. I hadn't given it much thought except that it was odd and it
it
wasn't
was
what I
weird. Yeah.
expected. But yeah, you're right. Maybe there's something afoot there. Hmm.
So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens there. But
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
speaking of Portia, she
Uh-huh.
pushed too hard, and now
Yeah, Curtis's
Curtis
antenna
is,
are up. Yeah.
yeah, he smells a rat, and
Mhm. Mhm.
he
Yeah.
has to see if his wife is lying. Those the magic words.
Yeah.
His wife might be lying.
Yeah.
Dun
And
dun dun.
I suppose he should have really confronted Portia more. Would that have been the proper thing to do instead of running to Jordan?
It wouldn't have been the soap opera thing to do, I guess.
Right.
We needed
Right.
him to run to Jordan because they're gonna get
Yes.
entangled, of course. And
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
it almost seemed like Portia was about to give it up there and tell him what was going on
Yeah, I know.
for a
I
moment.
I kinda wanted that. I know that's not very soap opera like either, but
Yeah,
that would have been nice to see
would
how
have been
that would have
preferable. Yeah,
gone. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Uh
he still would have kicked her to the curb, like he's gonna. Um,
Yeah, yeah, and well, she's doesn't have a prayer now, I guess, if he finds out in a different way what she's done, you know?
right, right, and then she's gonna be a seriously dangerous woman because she'll have nothing to lose. You
Nothing
know.
to lose, yeah, yeah. Maybe she'll start sleeping with Sidwell, who knows?
Oh my God, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go there. That like you're gonna sleep with somebody else. Like, why would you pick Sidwell
I
of
don't
all
know, because
people?
he's a major player in Port Charles.
I guess he is now, and I'm actually starting to warm up to him a little bit. Just the way he was laughing his head off the other
Yeah,
day.
I know, but Drew being just a
Yeah,
scoundrel, yeah,
yeah, and he was
uh-huh,
just laughing. It was
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
I
that
mean, I'm not
was
saying I like him, but I guess I like the character a little
Yeah,
more.
that was a nice
Um,
choice there, I think, for him to respond that way, right?
yeah, it was
Instead
like
of
a weird, creepy villain kind of thing, but
Yeah,
like,
just kinda knowing that they're ultimately sort of bulletproof, you know?
yeah, yeah, he was so jovial about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
okay, here's another scene you might be able to help me with. Um,
I haven't helped you yet, have I?
well,
Yeah.
just moral support, I guess.
Oh, okay, okay, that I can do, yeah.
So Sonny and Jason have a big business talk,
Ah,
it's
yes,
a
yes,
big
they
business
do.
talk.
Like
And
mobsters will. Mhm.
yeah, and so Sonny brings up the idea of selling the docks to
Mhm.
Sidwell,
Mhm. Mhm.
and he's kind of making his case for why they ought to do that, and
Yep.
Jason's, battling back saying like
Mhm.
that'll be the end of Port Charles basically is kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And but then Sonny says something like I wouldn't I would like something like I would only give the business to you.
I would sell it to you, but you're not interested.
But you're
You
not
don't want
interested. But
Yeah.
didn't he just, or he implied that Jason would be the only one he would hand the business over
Yeah,
to.
I think it was sort of the way he delivered that line, or maybe the words weren't what they were supposed to be, but yeah, that seemed like it should have come earlier.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't he
Yeah.
just contradicting everything that came before when he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
basically,
Mhm.
wasn't he
Mhm.
saying he would be handing the business to Sidwell or letting
Yeah,
Sidwell take
yeah.
that territory?
Yeah, I think he just emphasized the wrong words or something in that line, like, it's
Well, you
like, I
can't do that
would've
to me.
I
Yeah.
know, I know, I know, I
Or
know,
if there
it
had been
caught
some
me.
other little transitional
Yeah,
phrase, like
yeah.
I used to think that you were the only
Mhm.
one I would have sold the
Yeah,
business to, but
yeah.
now things have changed.
Right, we
And
both want out,
yeah,
so we gotta find a way that we're both
yeah.
gonna be safe, and who knows? I don't know that there would be any guarantee, and Jason say that Sidwell could be gunning for them
Yeah,
or
he said
something?
they'd be
Yeah.
targets. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so there's no guarantee that this would be a
I don't
good
know. I
plan.
always find their little business chats quite confusing. Like they just throw around
Yeah.
mobster talk and it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, and I think because we know how mobsters are supposed to operate and
From all the
from other
movies.
shows, yeah.
Yeah.
And these guys aren't conventional mobsters.
No, because they won't
Yeah.
deal drugs. Yeah.
No, they won't deal drugs, and they're quite lovely to just about everyone in town except,
Right, right.
people who
They're
cross them.
the
Yeah.
philanthropists, yeah.
Yes, yes, they are.
Do you think there's a big role for Sonny as a non-mobster on the General Hospital scene? Like, what do you think will happen to that character if he's
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
I mean, I guess there could still be a lot of danger as he's trying to get out, and so that a lot of his
Yeah,
story
right.
could be trying to stay alive just as a
Mhm.
non-mobster.
Yeah, I don't know. Because we wouldn't wanna see much of him just being a dad. I don't think that would be very interesting.
Right.
Um,
I mean, we could have
may
a health more of a health storyline with the heart stuff.
Yeah, like,
It
I like the scene with him and Laura. I kinda wanted more of that, just them sort of hashing out, what comes next.
Yeah.
What
I
did
don't
you
know.
think?
I mean, he's a strong character.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just hard, like what direction would they take with him? That's kind of
Well, he
what I
was
was.
talking about investing in a legit business other than coffee, so
Yeah.
maybe, like, handbags and shoes.
Sure. Maybe a hair salon.
He could be a barber, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Uh,
Um, I don't know. And then
I guess
I
he
like
could just go hard on the coffee business and the gym, you
and the
know.
gym, yeah, vulvas, yeah, mhm.
Maybe he could manage a few fighters or something.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, well, and he's kind of like retirement age also, although he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's just gonna sit around, but, oh, he could really have serve people at his restaurant. He could make a piccata,
Yep,
a
right.
nice
He could
chicken
get more in that.
piccata,
Yeah, he could. But
you
yeah, he
know?
could retire and just start working for Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was thinking, they need to figure out who put out the hit on him, hits, I guess.
Yeah.
And like, if that turns out to be Brennan, that's gonna involve some, serious sort of plotting and maneuvering to figure out how to, bring him down, I guess. And, Carly and then Joss, I mean, maybe he'll find out that he's pulled Joss into his evil world, you know?
That would be interesting if Sonny found out
Yeah.
what Joss is up to and
Mhm.
had to be the one to break it to Carly, and of course
Mhm.
she
Yeah.
would think he was just trying to break she and Brennan
Yeah.
up. Or,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh. So, I mean, that's one little storyline. I don't That's not a whole
yeah, yeah. I
future
think
for Sonny.
I my vote would be to keep him on as whatever unfolds. If they
Mhm.
can do things that are sort of age appropriate in the way that, like,
Yeah.
what do people
Yeah.
do as they're getting out of their line of work, whatever, whether that's
Yeah, and right, and
mobbing, mobstering.
mobbing. Well, and if he wasn't involved anymore, then it seems like Anna could be his friend, like a full friend, they could hang out, and have
That's
movie
true.
nights and
Yeah,
stuff,
they could
and
tango.
Laura,
I bet he could tango.
Yeah, I bet he could, yeah.
Uh,
Remember that dance with Nina that was weird and creepy?
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
sexual dance at the
yeah,
Savoy. Yeah,
yeah. Very weird.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, so we'll see,
okay. All right.
yeah.
What other scenes do we need to discuss, or people, or concepts, or outfits, or sets, things
Oh,
from the
oh,
set?
oh, I know something that came up. I think that's why I wanted to bring up that, Sasha and Willow thing, that Willow went to see Michael, told Sasha that she went to see Michael, and he refused to see her, and then Sasha told Jason, right?
Oh, right. So somebody will get to the bottom of this because they know it doesn't
Yeah,
sound like Michael.
exactly. So they're getting
Yeah.
closer to figuring out that something's amiss there. Will they
Right.
will
Right.
they trace it back to Drew? I think it wouldn't be hard to make that lady at that
I think
bottom
Jason would
place.
trace it back, and then I feel like there's
Yeah,
been
mhm.
chatter about getting a new Michael, so I wouldn't be shocked if
Yeah,
that
right, right,
leads
yeah.
to yeah.
Mhm, yeah, that's true, right, but we wanna make sure that Drew gets the blame for that little situation there.
Yeah, oh yeah, we do. Yeah. Um I noticed, speaking of chatter online, that other people besides us recognize that the secretary at Diane and
Uh,
Alexis's office was also the medium from earlier.
uh-huh, uh-huh, and she was really trying to, like, sort of break out of that role, I thought, was that today when she's
The
about the
herbal
tea?
tea thing,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
was
whole
yeah.
passive aggressive thing, it's like, wow, she's really going for broke
Yeah, she
here.
was pushing for it, yeah, and
Yeah,
I find that whole thing out, like, why did they give her so much time, and why have they chose like,
mhm, yeah,
they must feel like there's some possibilities with her, and they're trying her out. They
I
were like,
guess
"Well, we
so.
can't have a medium on very frequently, nobody's gonna
Right, right.
buy that more than once, but we can have a secretary
With
that."
some sass, you think that's gonna be
Yeah,
supposed to be comic relief?
I guess so, um,
Hmm,
wasn't
alright.
very funny,
No, no, it
but
wasn't.
she is pretty memorable, you know.
She is, sure, sure. Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I just don't see like she doesn't seem to fit to me with the Alexis Diane vibe. Like I don't feel like that's who
Yeah,
they'd
and
have for
they've
a
got plenty of
secretary.
sass between the 2 of them,
Yeah.
so we'll see, I guess. Hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, let's see,
Hmm.
what else did we have?
Oh, we had,
Hmm.
Tracy asking Jason to track down the baby that Brooklyn gave up.
Oh yeah, that was at the very end of today,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Will
yeah,
he do
and
that for her?
oh, probably. Uh,
Yeah.
I think we feel like we had more of that sort of dichotomy. I don't know if that's the right word.
Let's
With
say it
Tracy.
is.
Yeah, okay. With Tracy's character, where the compassion on display
Yeah,
with her
yeah.
character when
Uh-huh.
she was speaking to Lulu about Brooklyn
Mhm. Yep,
was
yep,
incredible.
mhm.
And then,
Incredible. Yep.
but then she'll turn around and be such a jerk to somebody, and so
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also this obsession with finding the baby when she's talking about he's not a baby
Mhm.
now, but
Mhm.
talking about what a hard thing this was for Brooklyn and how
Mhm. Yeah, and
you know
other people shouldn't weigh in, right? She was
yeah
saying that to Lulu, and it's
yeah,
like,
and then she's going to blow the whole thing up herself.
mhm.
So what,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know.
A
Yeah.
little consistency wouldn't hurt.
Mhm. I agree. Yeah, she gets sort of greedy with her, like, sway or
I
something, you
guess
know?
so, yeah. You know what's weird is when I said the word dichotomy, I just got an image of cottage cheese in my head.
Um, I
I guess it's
I'm
the cot part, the like, isn't that
just work
weird?
it out. I'm just gonna leave you alone for a moment with this and see if you can sort it out, 'cause
Speaking of
I
being
don't
in
know
the
how to respond.
speaking of being in the diagnostic manual, like
Manual? Uh-huh.
yeah. Like what is that thing where you have what is it? You get a scent for every color or number or something like that, or some sort of like
Oh,
sensory, or maybe I got
uh-huh.
it wrong. Maybe it's like a smell for every number or something like that. Some weird,
Smell for
you
every
know.
number. Mhm.
Am I ringing any bells?
I got my own problems, Gia.
But there's something where people have some really like um really distinct something sensory something that comes with each. I don't know if it's like letters or numbers or whatever, and they grow up this way and they think everybody has that, and then they find out like, oh, other people aren't getting this smell or this vision or whatever.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'll
Hmm.
do a little research. I could post about it if you want.
Okay.
People are interested in what I have to say.
Yeah, see what you've done, people? Thanks a lot.
I'm
Oh,
just kidding.
god.
But you never heard of
Unleash
that?
me. Oh, okay, there's something called I looked up color and scent associations, the links our brains make between different senses, specifically between what we see and what we smell. These associations could be subtle. There's something called synesthesia.
That's what it is. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah,
Where
yeah,
sensory input in one modality, like smell,
yeah.
triggers a response in another. Ooh, that's a good word.
I think
Synesthesia.
I might have read that from that. I read so much of the Oliver Sacks stuff, and I'm sure he knows it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Books you gave me,
Interesting.
probably. So it's all really, in a roundabout way, your fault.
Damn it.
Talk about,
Uh,
imagine if he's no longer alive, but if he had a
yeah.
podcast, talk about getting off topic. That guy,
Yeah.
he could not get through a page without like 8 or 10 end notes, and
Uh-huh.
where
Uh-huh.
he'd start
Yeah.
researching other topics. If you want to, like, it was just endless. Like, he couldn't,
Mhm.
he had such an incredible mind, you know,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
all
Mhm.
information was just fascinating to him. And
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed his writing.
Yeah. There's some fun scientists, some of
Fun.
those
That's what
guys.
everybody needs, is a fun scientist. Science.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God.
Anyway, maybe I've got that. Like, with certain words, bring up images of cottage cheese or whatever.
Well, cottage cheese is white, which is all the colors, right?
Is that how that works? I thought all the colors just made like brown.
Like I think if you spin like a wheel at a high speed of all the colors, it turns white. I think.
Seriously?
I think so. I could be
I'm
making
gonna.
that up, but
No, well, that's a cool
and that
little fact if that's true. But I'll believe it. But usually, you know how you mix too many colors when you're
Yeah,
painting, you just get
yeah, right.
mud.
Then right, that's true. Yeah, you get just blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mm. We're way
Yeah.
off in the hospital now. So
Yeah,
sorry.
and it's early yet, but maybe
Oh
it's time
Christ.
to just
Okay.
tap out,
Pull the plug. Yeah.
yeah, unless
Tap
you had
out.
some more thoughts about
That's like a
ponies.
wrestling term, isn't it? Tap out. Is that wrestling, or when do you
Uh,
tap out? Like,
I don't know. I don't know, but I think I think we should. Although,
I.
maybe this is the wrong time or place to say this, but we're trying to get to 100,000 downloads.
Oh. So if you could tell your friends about us, we'd really
I don't know what
appreciate it.
you would tell them. Maybe they're scientists and they need some
If
subjects,
you want to just listen to some inane chatter for about an hour, a
Yeah,
couple
maybe
times a week.
somebody who, like, wants to add to that diagnostic manual, we've probably
Yeah,
we could fill a couple of chapters, I think, just the 2 of us.
we're your gals. Yeah, random,
We're it.
random
Yeah, but
roving.
Gia's coming to visit me here, at the end of July, beginning of August, so
Yep.
I don't think we're gonna meet our $100,000 mark there, but that would have been fun to celebrate,
No,
in
well, we're still
person.
gonna do some hijinks. We will get up to some
Yeah,
hijinks. Like, I'm thinking
yeah.
dressing in character somehow
Ah,
or
oh, we could
something.
would you dress as Ava then?
I could try. Like,
You'd have to. You'd
we'd
have to
have to
dress as
we'd
Ava.
have to hit a thrift store or something.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And what martinis? Who are you gonna dress as?
Are you maybe you have to pick who I'm gonna dress as.
Let's see, what would be fun?
It could be a
Well,
boy.
you could torture you if we could find some unstructured jacket, that would like annoy like maybe a big like find a blue jacket like that sort of
Yeah, yeah.
Florida cabana wear jacket.
Dress like Sonny or Curtis or something with a
Yeah,
black t-shirt and the blue blazer.
it'd be fun to force you to dress like Trina.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah, okay.
little crop
Mhm.
tops and tight
Mhm.
jeans and
And she's usually got a lot of texture going on.
wedgy heels and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, very high heels,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think
Okay, or
about.
maybe our we could ask our listeners to,
Yeah, yeah. And
vote on
I
who they
don't
want
think
us.
we should do a live stream or anything, but we could just do some pictures or something, and.
Okay, okay, yeah. Well,
And I saw an ad for a beverage that intrigued me today,
oh, we were
and
gonna try that beverage they mentioned the other day,
oh
but go
right.
ahead.
Something Willie Nelson was hawking, some kind of non-alcoholic something that but also gets you stoned, and I thought,
I
But it's
see.
supposed to be like a milder, like if if you're like trying to get yourself off alcohol, but you still want a little
Mhm.
buzz kind of thing.
Ah, okay, okay.
And
Well,
I don't know, but I've tried not all of them. I've tried quite a few of those.
those CBD kind of beverages.
Yeah, yeah, and
Mhm.
I must be like an elephant or something. It's like, you can't take me down.
Okay, so we'll have a couple of goals to, uh,
Yeah, so
to
I'll
drink
research
something to
that.
take
And
Gia
yeah,
down.
no, no, I don't want to get ridiculous because I don't want to waste a day feeling crappy or anything. But
Yeah, and I
yeah,
can't remember the name of that drink. Wasn't it like a French something, like a French
French.
45 or s
Yeah, yeah. I
Mhm.
obviously have to ask for help from our
Yeah,
listeners.
we are. We're
All
gonna
this
have to
stuff.
phone a friend.
Yeah. So, and they have been very helpful with
They
so
have.
we can't hear you if you're just screaming, Vaughn! Like,
Oh, I Googled French 45, and that is a cocktail, so maybe there's also a French 75. I think it was a French 45 that they were drinking. Who was that was drinking that? I wanna say Nina.
I think it
Was
was
it
Nina.
Nina
It
and
wasn't it.
Ava?
I think it was when Ava tried to drink beer because she was broke.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's try to remember French 45. It looks
French
delicious because it has
45. Okay.
champagne, and you love a good
I
champagne.
love champagne.
And
Love
lemon
it.
juice, which you also
I
enjoy very much.
love lemon juice.
Oh, people. Oh, people. I think we might be feeling bad some mornings.
Does it have apple cider vinegar in it? Because I love that too.
Wait, well, maybe we could create a cocktail for you, a
With
specific
apple cider vinegar
Yeah,
in it.
and
Yeah.
champagne and lemon juice, the things you love.
Actually, that might get a little gross. I don't know.
We'll have to come up with a name for it, but
Yeah.
okay. So we've
All
got some
right.
things to look forward to.
Yes, it's a ways off, but
Yeah.
we'll make all
Mhm.
kinds of plans and then probably
Mhm.
achieve none of
None
them.
of
But
them, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, well, I don't know if we got into too much good General Hospital stuff today, but I still had fun, and we hope you did too.
I did too. Yeah, we hopped around, but we covered some stuff, I guess. We touched on a
Okay.
lot of things. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Well, hope have a good night, and we'll
You
do this
too.
again in a few
Yeah.
days.
Okay, Gia, have a good week.
All
Thank
right, you
you for
too.
listening, everybody.
Yep. Thanks. All right. See ya.
Goodbye.